Hello, hello, hello. Thank you very much for showing up today. I'm Mr. Bodertha, one of the counselors here at Park, and I'm here today to present to you the information about the Tozer. Thank you very much for joining today. I hope you got your headphones in if you're sitting in class or if you're sitting at home. But just to make sure you see what you see, can you see the Tozer? Can somebody tell me, or if you can't see the Tozer Foundation Scholarship page, if you can't see it, let me know. Boom. Also, if you can't hear me, you probably won't even know that I just said that. Hope you all can hear me. Good. We will get started. Today's presentation should take about 10 minutes. At the end, you will know how you qualify for the Tozer. You'll know how to apply for the Tozer, and we'll leave a little bit of time here for questions. The Tozer, yowzers. The Tozer Foundation, a little history, was created in 1947 upon the passing of David Tozer, who was a lumberman out in Stillwater in the St. Croix Valley. He wanted much of his money to go towards students in his area to assist them towards their college education and their college needs. And it's going towards students who are worthy and needy in the area. And that area is Kennebec, Pine, and Washington counties. And we're presenting today because we are in Washington County, so you would qualify for this scholarship. It is $11,000 scholarship spread out between 4 years, as long as you maintain that 3.0 GPA on your campus. Last year, we had 16 of our students get this scholarship. Of the 16, I think we only had 31 applicants, which is great. I shouldn't say only, that's quite a few applicants. So just over half of them were able to win and earn this treasured scholarship. Who should apply? This is what many of you are here for. How do I qualify? Like they said, it's for needy and for academically sound students. They're looking for the well-rounded students who are involved in their community and school, who are doing well academically with a 3.3 GPA and higher typically. And if you're not involved in those school activities, it is okay if you hold a job to support your family, and that's part that you would write in your personal statement, because they know that this scholarship is for students who have a financial need, and sometimes that puts them towards working rather than spending that extra time in school and clubs or activities. We'll talk about the financial need, what that actually means financially through the EFC chart and FAFSA, and who should apply as long as you're planning on attending a 4 or 2-year school. Any questions about who should apply? And anytime you do have a question, please jump in, interrupt as needed. You don't need to type it in the chat. All right, moving on. Just to let you know, this presentation is being recorded. Plus, this PowerPoint will be in your Class of 2021 Schoology folder. So some of these live links, as you see here, you'll be able to click on and get more information. But before you start applying, you need to make sure that you are close to the academic guideline, if not right on or higher, the 3.3, and as well meet the financial guidelines. And those financial guidelines come from the EFC, which means you are filling out your FAFSA. And once your FAFSA is complete, you'll get the student aid report, and that will show you what your expected family contribution is. And depending on where you're planning to attend school, your expected family contribution must be that number that you see on the screen or lower. If your number is higher than 27,000, you should not apply for the Tozer. You will not qualify. So you need to make sure that's one of the big indicators and separators, is that this shows the need through your expected family contribution, through your FAFSA. So the process here at Park is such that you will complete the online application, and then during that process, you will select the counselor as your recommender. You'll obtain 2 applicant appraisal forms. You'll print your SAR report or take a screenshot. We need to make sure that we upload that to the appraisal forms and the SAR report into a Tozer Google form, and we'll get into that in a second. The big date that I need you to know is February 17th, 2022. I know it seems far away, but your appraisal forms, your SAR report, and your letter of recommendation template, and I will attach the kind of the application process in the class of 2021 as well, with live links to show you where to get the appraisal forms, where to get the SAR, how to upload the SAR report, and where to get the letter of recommendation template. But that has to be due the 17th to your counselor in that Google form. Your application and your personal statement is an additional piece that you'll be completing online. That is due President's Day. It's a Monday that we have off. But that part of it you must get done on your own through Scholarship America Hub. So the first step is to create your online application by going to that website. You'll hop on Scholarship America Hub, complete your profile, and then click on the scholarships, and then there you will find the Tozer Scholarship. Apply now, and then you will follow the directions as you apply. You'll fill out some basic information, some of your personal stuff, some of your academic, like your GPA, your activities, and a resume of sorts. And then you also make sure to assign your school counselor as your recommender. So going back to those forms, you are going to obtain 2 appraisal forms. These are a lot less in depth than an actual letter of recommendation, but I highly encourage you to get this done before winter break. It's nice to have these out of the way. When obtaining appraisal forms, you're asking your teacher, employer, clergy, community members. This is not a parent. This is not something your family can do. The most proper way to be asking for this letter of recommendation or this appraisal form would be emailing said appraiser and telling them your purpose, which would be applying for the Tozer, maybe sprinkling in some information about what your plans are after park, so they kind of know where you want to go and what you want to do, and ask them if they would mind filling out an application appraisal form and giving them a due date so they know, hey, I need this done by a certain date. You can tell them it is due in January to give them some time, but I'd highly encourage you not to ask this week or next week because the trimester is ending, but to look at that first couple weeks of try 2 and maybe see if they can get that form to you prior to winter break so you have this piece done and taken care of. Again, ultimately, this piece needs to be uploaded by February 17th, but we know that teachers got a lot on their plate and have a lot of different recommendations. This one's going to be easier than a normal recommendation. So giving them 2 weeks from your email would be best, and especially if you wait, you have to ask them by February 3rd at the latest, because you want to give them a minimum of 2 weeks to complete this, just like a regular letter of recommendation. We're going to be asking 2 separate people and not your counselor. We have our own applicant appraisal that we have to fill out, and we will do that on our own for you. Any questions about the appraisal form? I will let you know that you can ask them to send the appraisal form back to you. If they don't feel comfortable, you can also write that in your letter and say, I don't feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable emailing it back to me, they can email it to your counselor, and please make sure to attach your counselor's email when asking for the appraisal form and say you can send this to your counselor, and we will take care of that as well if they don't want to send it to you. And some teachers won't. And it has nothing to do with you. It just has everything to do with confidentiality. And some teachers just prefer it that way. So besides the 2 application appraisal forms, we also are asking you to complete the letter of recommendation template. This allows us as counselors and teachers to understand more about you than just your transcript, and to help you kind of write in more that's more genuine and specific to you. I'd highly encourage you to you don't have to complete the entire letter of rec form, just as much as you think fit. That kind of tells you the sorry, just looking at the chat. Is this supposed to be printed? Abby, can you be more specific? What do you mean needs to be printed?
Like the appraisal form?
You can print it or send it to them. It's editable in PDF. So you can email it as well. Either or. To upload to the Google form, it's best to use the editable version because then you can just upload it to the Google form right away. You'll find this in the class of 2021 folder. What your parents need to do is go on to the parent, make sure to fill out their FAFSA form. You want to make sure that they're using their 2020 tax return, and then you're going to upload the FAFSA student report to the Google form. It's one page, and you got to make sure you take a screenshot of it that it has your name, the year, and your expected family contribution all on the same page. Okay, so once you have your SAR report and your 2 applicant appraisals, or your teacher has mailed your 2 applicant appraisals, you're going to put them into the Google form and make sure you upload those plus your letter of recommendation, and that all needs to be due by February 17th. Your application is on the Scholarship America Hub. You're going to figure out the recommender, or complete the recommender piece, the application piece, and just know that you do not need to upload the documents. We will upload the documents for you. So that third piece in your kind of application tracker, you do not need to do. We as counselors will upload those for you. Part of the application process can ask for your GPA. You'll notice if you don't complete it right, they'll tell you, but you need at least 2 decimals when writing in your GPA. Even if it's a 3.9, you got to write 3.90. Your personal statement is going to be the biggest separator of all. Many students who apply to this are very strong academically, are well-rounded in the sense that they're involved in clubs, activities, have jobs. So this personal statement is very important. They read every single one, and is one of the major pieces to how they select who gets this award. So please make sure to spend time on this. This is something you can start right away. You'll find the prompt right in the page, and through your application, it will show what the prompt is. Excuse me. Next up, personal statement. Some people ask, how long does it need to be? They say 4,000 characters, no more than 4,000, which turns out to be about 650 words, which is around 1 and 1.5 pages. What you'll end up doing is typing this in like a Microsoft Word and then copy pasting into their application. And then it will tell you how many characters it is. So again, no more than 4,000 characters, typically 1 to 1.5 pages, single spaced. Our responsibility as counselors is to take all your materials, which is your 2 applicant appraisals, your SAR report, student aid report from FAFSA, and by February 17th, it must be uploaded on your end to our Google Doc. We will take those, plus we will fill out our counselor supporting materials, which is your transcript and a counselor appraisal as well. And we will have that all completed for you, but that all needs to be uploaded. Again, the applicant appraisals, both of them, your SAR report, and your letter of recommendation kind of template, your brag sheet, that has to be uploaded to the Google form. February 17th must be uploaded. If it is not by that day, again, this just to give you to the future, we have that Friday off. That's why it is Thursday this year. Anything uploaded after the 17th will not be submitted, and we will not complete that part of the process. We have an earlier deadline than you may see because we need to get all the materials together, including our report. So we have a week to get our stuff in. That's why it is due on the 17th. So the deadline for these 3 materials, again, February 17th. Can't say it enough. Next steps after submitting. So once you've submitted and completed your personal statement and completed the application, Scholarship America sorts through all the documents and they read your personal statement. The committee reads and reviews everything and then selects and tells us probably about mid-May who has won the Tozer Scholarship from Park High School. And then we will announce the recipients at our senior awards night in May. So you will not find out. You will just be asked to come to the awards night. We won't tell you whether you're there for an award or for a scholarship, and that's where we will live tell you who won the Tozer. Thank you very much for coming today. I know many of you got a lot of different things going on. Please reach out to your school counselor if you have any questions, but you'll find all your materials in the class of 2022 scholarships, class of 2022 folder under scholarships. And actually, you know what? I'll label this Tozer folder just so you know in that scholarship folder. So again, if you have questions, please reach out. Thank you very much for your time today.